The Lord's
Lo,
Face,
as I stood with
2019,
those two
Gary,
men,
Indiana. Just got my
4
hair twisted.
trumpets trumpeted together with great voice, and Grigori broke into song with one voice, and their voice went up before the Lord pitifully and affectingly. 19. And thence those men took me and bore me up unto the 6th heaven. And there I saw 7 bands of angels, very bright and very glorious, and their faces shining more than the sun's shining, glistening, and there's no difference in their faces or behavior or manner of dress. And these make the orders and learn the goings of the stars and the alteration of the moon or revolution of the sun and the good government of the world. And when they see evil doing, they make commandments and instruction, and sweet and loud singing, and all songs of praise. These are the archangels who are above angels, measure all life in heaven and on earth, and the angels who are appointed over seasons and years, the angels who are over rivers and sea, and who are over the fruits of the earth, and the angels who are over every grass, giving food to every living thing, and the angels who write all the souls of men and all their deeds and their lives before the Lord's face. In their midst are 6 phoenixes, and 6 cherubim, and 6 six-winged ones, continually with one voice singing, and it is not possible to describe their singing. And they rejoice before the Lord at his footstool. 20. And those 2 men lifted me up thence unto the 7th heaven. And I saw there a very great light, and fiery troops of great archangels, incorporeal forces and dominions, orders and governments, cherubim and seraphim, thrones and many-eyed ones, 9 regiments, the Ionite stations of light. I became afraid and began to tremble with great terror. And those men took me and led me after them, and said to me, Have courage, Enoch, do not fear. And showed me the Lord from afar, sitting on his very high throne. For what is there on the 10th heaven, since the Lord dwells there? On the 10th heaven is God. In the Hebrew tongue he is called Aravat. And all the heavenly troops would come and stand on the 10 steps according to their rank, and would bow down to the Lord, and would again go to their places in joy and felicity, singing songs in the boundless light with small and tender voices, gloriously serving.
Why are you not investing in tax liens? No, seriously. Why are you not investing into one of the most incredible real estate strategies that's the most passive?
This light with small and tender voices, gloriously serving him. 21. And the cherubim and seraphim standing about the throne, the 6-winged and many-eyed ones, do not depart, standing before the Lord's face, doing his will, and cover his whole throne, singing with gentle voice before the Lord's face, Holy, 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 Lord, ruler of Sabaoth, heavens and earth are full of your glory. When I saw all these things, those men said to me, Enoch, thus far is it commanded us to journey with you. And those men went away from me, and thereupon I saw them not. And I remained alone at the end of the 7th heaven, and became afraid, and fell on my face, and said to myself, Woe is me, what has befallen me? And the Lord sent one of his glorious ones, the archangel Gabriel, and he said to me, Have courage, Enoch, do not fear. Arise before the Lord's face into eternity. Arise, come with me. And I answered him and said in myself, My Lord, my soul is departed from me, from terror and trembling. And I called to the men who led me up to this place. On them I relied, and it is with them I go before the Lord's face. And Gabriel caught me up as a leaf caught up by the wind, and placed me before the Lord's face. And I saw the eighth heaven, which is called in the Hebrew tongue Mazzeloth, changer of the seasons of drought and of wet, and of the 12 constellations in the circle of the firmament, which are above the seventh heaven. And I saw the ninth heaven, which is called in Hebrew Kukavim, where are the heavenly homes of the 12 constellations of the circle of the firmament. 22. On the 10th heaven, which is called Aravoth, I saw the appearance of the Lord's face, like iron made to glow in fire, and brought out emitting sparks, and it burns. Thus I saw the Lord's face. But the Lord's face is ineffable, marvelous, and very awful, and very, very terrible. And who am I to tell of the Lord's unspeakable being, and of his very wonderful face? And I cannot tell the quantity of his many instructions and various voices. The Lord's throne is very great, and not made with hands, nor the quantity of those standing round him, troops of cherubim and seraphim, nor their incessant singing, nor his immutable beauty. And who shall tell of the ineffable greatness of his glory? I fell prone and bowed down to the Lord. And the Lord with his lips said to me, Have courage, Enoch. Do not fear. Arise and stand before my face into eternity. And the archangel Michael lifted me up and led me to before the Lord's face. And the Lord said to his servants, tempting them, Let Enoch stand before my face into eternity. And the glorious ones bowed down to the Lord and said, Let Enoch go according to your word. And the Lord said to Michael, Go and take Enoch from out of his earthly garments, and anoint him with my sweet ointment, and put him into the garments of my glory. And Michael did this, as the Lord told him. He anointed me and dressed me, and the appearance of that ointment is more than the great light, and his ointment is like sweet dew, and its smell mild, shining like the sun's ray. And I looked at myself, and I was like one of his glorious ones. And the Lord summoned one of his archangels, by name Praweel, whose knowledge was quicker in wisdom than the other archangels, who wrote all the deeds of the Lord. And the Lord said to Praweel, Bring out the books from my storehouses, and a reed of quick writing, and give it to Enoch, and deliver to him the choice and comforting books out of your hand. 23. And he was telling me all the works of heaven, earth, and sea, and all the elements, their passages and goings, and the thunderings of the thunders, the sun and moon, the goings and changes of the stars, the seasons, years, days, and hours, the risings of the wind, the number of the angels, and the formation of their songs, and